You jolt awake to a phone screen pulsing with thousands of notifications. A viral video of your midnight performance, posted without your consent, is now headline news. Through the glass, camera flashes spark from a small crowd that's already assembled outside your quiet apartment. Your agent's voice crackles on speaker. Pack a bag. The car's downstairs. You've got 20 minutes before press gets your address. Somewhere beneath the adrenaline, you sense the life you once knew dissolving, replaced by a chain reaction that won't wait for permission. No one knows your name until one relentless, fluorescent-lit morning. Your phone buzzes so hard it rattles off your nightstand, almost draining its battery before you wake. Groggy, late, and staggered by a surge of hundreds, then thousands of alerts. Overnight, a secret rooftop jam filmed by your roommate for a lark has exploded online. Your voice, offhand remarks, and a rundown skyline have become a meme. Messages pile up, DMs, emails, brand collabs, event invites. By afternoon, news outlets scramble for your attention. One channel wants to stream you live. Another offers to charter you to LA. At the corner store, a stranger interrupts your routine, phone in hand, pleading for a selfie. You're famous, just like that, and all sense of normalcy evaporates with each vibration from your phone. Within hours, publicists and would-be managers fill your inbox. Miles Corver, your childhood friend and occasional bandmate, calls just to check that you're breathing. Before you sleep, a terse, professional email from Mara Ellison pops up. She follows up with a video. Crisp, persuasive, promising order in the chaos. Celebrity boot camp starts tomorrow. Be dressed and packed. I'll handle the rest. Morning comes too soon. 2 black sedans park outside, shooing away loitering fans. Agents, pressed and impersonal, shepherd you to the car. Mara already has a glossy folder clipped with embargoed NDAs and a minute-by-minute schedule. We don't miss call times, she snaps, watching you scan for your toothbrush. Miles texts terrible puns. Imagine them auto-tuning your snoring. Orstra, the friendly truth keeps you grounded as city streets blur by. The boot camp is no luxury retreat. The former industrial warehouse housing the program hums with anxiety. Your cot is squeezed between 2 actors whose faces already grace bus benches. The cafeteria clangs as an ex-boy band star brushes by. Trainers bark over clattering utensils, urging you to memorize your disaster response packets. Cameras observe constantly, capturing even your first failed attempts at the unguarded laugh. The program's intensity escalates. Media emergencies, mock cancellations, live interview gauntlets, feedback loops peppered with industry jargon, and thinly veiled threats about consequences for mistakes. Wi-Fi is throttled, phones are collected nightly. The group rehearses photogenic walking, signature poses under strobe lights, drafting apologies for situations you hope never happen. Sleep dwindles as anxiety rises. Every morning at 5 a.m. is a drill. Breathless yoga on concrete floors, cold water showers, then straight to persona rehearsals. Mara audits your mock interviews, correcting your posture, word choices, even the way you blink. She bans your comfort hoodies for styling team-approved garments. You're surprised to find friendships forming in odd moments. Exhausted glances exchanged in the halls. A shared stash of earplugs passed down after an all-night fire alarm prank. Trainees bond quietly, even as trainers try to stoke rivalries. Tensions break out during group challenges. Alliances splinter. One evening, you and a fellow trainee, Liv, a comedian, sneak up to the roof and swap horror stories about embarrassing on-camera slip-ups, looking out over the city lights for a piece you've started to miss. After a week of workouts and drills, you face the final. Mock press conferences televised for a secret judging panel. You sweat through unsparing interrogations, forced to answer for imaginary scandals and defend your values on cue. You bobble a tricky question about activism but recover. Barely scraping a passing mark, you're shuffled out and suddenly eligible for the real world. No rest. Mara calls you pre-dawn, relishing the drama. You've landed a prime slot on Good Morning Metro, the city's highest-rated morning show. Smile and stick to the list, she commands, scrolling through question memos in the limo. Miles' texts punctuate your tension. Don't mention your fish phase. Or do? You nearly drop your phone laughing in the makeup chair. Mara intercepts it, not amused. You arrive at the studio, nerves gone electric. Through the smoke glass door, you glimpse the hosts rehearsing talking points about your rise. Paparazzi block the entrance, flashes strobing dizzyingly. Lila Mendez, a former Secret Service agent in a tailored blazer, is introduced as your personal security. She shepherds you expertly through the swarm. As you cross the threshold, you hear your home address called out by a fan, sending a spike of panic through you. Inside, that panic stays. The 15-minute interview is a blur. Lightning questions about your background, your sudden viral fame, and canned dreams for the future. Mara mouths bullet points from behind the camera, but your mind stumbles. Still, the interview is a hit. But outside, the situation worsens. Security discovers a drone hovering by your dressing room window. Lila grimly disables it. Mara confiscates your SIM card, replaces your phone with a burned device, and triple checks the route home. You move that night to a short-term rental. Lila installs new locks and demonstrates a sweep for bugs. The next morning, paparazzi lie in wait anyway, perched across the street. Lila coaches you through alternate exits, then forces you to practice your neutral walk. Within days, you're cycled through exclusive networking events, silent charity auctions held inside art galleries with frosted glass, rooftop mixers where champagne flows next to million-dollar views, penthouse after-parties where stage whispers contain tomorrow's headlines. Invitations multiply. Fashion launches, streaming parties, tennis boxes. Rumors set in almost as fast. The tabloids release a splashy spread that splices you together with Devin Chase, an arch-rival influencer known for weaponizing drama for clout. Mara locks your phone for 2 days, hoping to let the story burn out. Lila intercepts an envelope in the lobby, its contents threatening, obsessive. Security is doubled. The grind doesn't slow. Now every move is rehearsed. Key messages, brand ties, on-the-spot apologies. Mara trains you in damage control, role-playing through paparazzi ambushes and embarrassing fan encounters. Paparazzi taunt you from motorcycles outside your gym. Mara barks texted orders about your posture as you exit rideshares. Some nights, Miles appears after curfew anyway, sneaking you cookies and a USB marked with a sticky note. If it all goes bad, stay free. You laugh, but Miles' eyes are deadly serious. Early one Monday, you tumble into a faux wood-paneled boardroom at Helio, the international cosmetics brand. You're there for your first campaign shoot, but chaos reigns. 2 rival campaign crews squabble over your image, wrenching at storyboards and shouting about double-booked photographers. A trembling intern confides, files have gone missing and sabotage is likely. Devin, you learn, has signed a rival campaign and may have orchestrated the chaos. Mara's eyes narrow. She orders you to stick strictly to approved talking points, while creative directors push you for riskier, more viral stunts. You argue over wardrobe politics and script rewrites, struggling to keep your head above water. One exec quietly warns you this shoot will make or break your brand. You stumble home after the third 12-hour day, mind reeling, threats and rumors buzzing in your ears. Gala season follows, where the stakes are unspoken and status is currency. Mara sends you to Sapphire Ballroom in a borrowed tux, warning, trust no one. Listen, don't talk. Watch for Devin's people. You move through ranks of celebrities, shaking hands, listening to delighted flatterers and veiled threats. Near the coat room, you're cornered by Devin's team. You overhear them discussing who's snagged which sponsorship deals and bragging that they'll get you blacklisted before next quarter. Across the room, a magazine columnist winks after hinting that an expose is forming. In a stark hallway, Mara presses a covert recorder into your hand disguised as a powder compact. You'll slip into the boardroom while the old guard negotiates terms for the ambassador campaign. Capture everything, but be invisible. You slip quietly into the smoky negotiating suite. Senior execs and rival managers squabble. You freeze as a junior producer slips an envelope across the table, cash inside, promises exchanged for exclusivity. Your grip shakes as the compact records. Someone notices you near the door, questioning your presence. You stammer a cover story and exit quickly, heart hammering. You lie awake playing the tape back, grappling with guilt and the moral vacuum surrounding you. Hours later, Mara storms in. Social media's ablaze over your feud with Devin. The network wants fireworks, now. Mara feeds you half-rehearsed lines and orders you to play up a confrontation on a live-stream panel show. In the studio, the lights burn hot as Devin greets you with a razor smile. The segment veers off script fast. Instead of fake beef, Devin brings up your family's debts and struggles, blindsiding you. You lash out, abandoning Mara's practice lines and sounding raw, not media trained. The panel spirals, backstage Mara explodes. Yet viewer numbers soar, and the segment is clipped endlessly on TikTok and Instagram. After, former friends text condolences. You see your own tears memed before you've left the building. Mara spins it as a win. You feel stripped and exposed again. There's no pause. A charity auditorium gig comes up. A sold-out fundraiser you agreed to on autopilot. You're exhausted, running on adrenaline and coffee. Mara patches you together, Lila reviews exit maps, and you step on stage. Halfway through your speech, a furious fan storms from the aisle. Eyes wild, shouting about betrayals and ignored DMs. Security hesitates as the person clambers on stage. Lila reacts with calm, using voice and body language to de-escalate. Still, the encounter rattles you. You finish the speech with trembling hands. The incident trends by nightfall. Mara spins your resilience for sympathetic coverage, but your nerves fray. You start refusing smaller gigs, earning angry calls from the network and coded warnings from sponsors. Within another week, disaster hits. Your private messages leak. DMs expressing doubts, grief, even your breakdown after the on-air ambush. The tabloids howl. Mara storms in, proposing a sacrificial scapegoat. Blame Miles. Leak a photo of him near your phone. He signs an NDA. He'll be fine. Cold dread fills you. Instead, you meet with Miles in a dark coffee shop, verify his innocence, and together you confront Mara. She threatens a full-blown crisis manager. You refuse. The network pulls merchandise deals. Your online following fractures. Half condemnation, half support. You release a statement accepting responsibility for your words, not the leak. It costs you. Brand partners vanish overnight. But you sleep easier for the first time in weeks. A day later, in a haze of exhaustion, you storm Mara's office. You push past her assistant, demanding an audience with Victor Lin, the network exec who sees celebrities only as ratings tools. You issue an ultimatum: creative control, veto power, open access to all public platforms. Victor glares, threatening termination. Miles, surprisingly stoic, backs you up with a quiet, convincing argument about your value. A tense negotiation follows. After 4 hours, Victor relents. On camera autonomy with strings. You're no longer a puppet. The catch: your next campaign is a physically dangerous, high-stakes live broadcast. 2 days later, a crew wires you into a neon harness for a live brand stunt. A 30-foot swing between 2 lighting rigs on a megaset rooftop for charity sponsors. Lila fights for a full safety check, but an engineer waves her off under pressure. The count starts. The network director signals for the first take. On the swing, the student rig operator slips. Your harness unlatches seconds too early, sending you skidding into a lighting array. Onlookers scream. Lila vaults barriers and halts filming. You tumble, bruised but alive, glancing up to catch Devin perched backstage, phone to ear, smirking as you're bundled away. While you recover, a text arrives from a burner. Next time, you'll fall for real. Miles launches a quiet investigation, cross-referencing footage and backstage chatter. Together, you identify Devin's manager in receipts for a dodgy last-minute rigging change. The envelope trail points straight to an unbilled subcontractor, registered to an LLC linked to Devin. The evidence is damning, yet going public will unleash a media firestorm that could end your career, or worse. A week later, at the city's biggest awards show, you take the red carpet. In your pocket is a USB with all the files: backstage sabotage, bribes, evidence of TV's manufactured feuds, and dangerous stunts. Victor corners you backstage. Read your lines and collect the trophy. Don't even think about going off script. Mara murmurs, "You'll survive this if you play along. Careers end when heroes try to be martyrs." The moment comes. You stand at the podium, gleaming statue in hand, cameras trained your way. The world is watching. You deviate from your cue, voice trembling, and lay bare the industry's rot. The pressure to fake scandals, sabotage rivals, and risk lives for ratings. You play a snippet of the rigging audio. Some in the crowd cheer, others boo. Mara's face is pale. Victor's gone before the house lights come up. Security ends the broadcast mid-speech. The air in the arena is electrified, uncertain. Backlash is immediate. Top sponsors walk. Devin's camp retaliates with leaks. Blogs and news programs speculate wildly. You're dropped from a long-running campaign. Former friends ghost you. Even Miles hesitates, though he stands by in public. Mara calls, begging you to recant or quietly disappear. You refuse. The tabloids say you're unstable, self-destructive. For weeks you wake to threatening emails and paparazzi flashes through the blinds. Finally cornered, you hit record from your kitchen at dawn. You broadcast a monologue, confession, apology, and story. You own your role in stunts, address orchestrated scandals, and name every costly mistake. It's raw, no handlers, no edits, just you. The true story outruns the noise. Support surges from overlooked quarters, musicians, teachers, advocacy groups, young creators. The big brand sponsorships evaporate, but new grassroots fans offer a different kind of loyalty. Your old agent scoffs at the shift, not seeing the weight that's lifted from your chest. As months pass, you let every background contract expire. Mara drifts to new clients. Devin weathers her own PR hell and is soon supplanted by a fresh scandal. You refuse offers from new agencies, choosing instead to visit schools, run workshops, and back creative rights. You mentor hopeful kids, reminding them of authenticity's price. Miles is still around, grayer and warier, his care more obvious than ever. You spend evenings on quiet gigs, small clubs, library events, city festivals. People stop you for advice, never just for selfies. Years later, you find yourself on the old rooftop, a rusty string clinging to your guitar, city winds swirling around you. The noise is gone. Fame has left a mark, but what you care about now, the music, the message, is wholly yours. You never meant to chase fame, you carry the scars, the knowledge of how close you came to losing yourself, and the clarity that freedom and truth were what you needed all along.